Okay, so we're back and we're splitting this up. So from the distributive property, I could split these up anyway. Okay, I could say this is 9 plus 3 and this is 21 plus 7. And it's all going to be the same thing based on the distributive property. It's going to be okay. In this case, I want to split these up based on place value. So instead of having 12 here, I want to call this 10 and 2. And I'm just splitting it, roughly, so my 10 is bigger than my 2. Okay. 28, again, I'm going to do it, so this is 12, right? 28, I'm going to split up based on place value, so 20 and 8. So I'm just going to do it, around here. So 20 and 8. So I haven't changed anything. I haven't taken anything away. If I had written out 12 rows of 28 each, I wouldn't have had to take any away. I would have just been adding some dividing lines in there. Well, I can still multiply each of these parts together and then I can add them up. But this is really what's happening when I'm doing this partial products. First I'm saying 8 times 2 and then 8 times 10. And then I'm saying 20 times 2 and then 20 times 10. So if I fill all of these in, if you look at what's happening down here, there's my 16 and my 80, my 40 and my 200. So it's a visual way to show that I am splitting it up by place value. Okay. It might be nice, even if we don't have place value, but you can still see. Let's say I had my original 5 by 3 again. So here's my 5. Oops, that's not 5. Here's my 3, here's my 5. I'm just circling them just to kind of keep them a little bit easier to see what's happening here. Well, I could split this up any way I want, right? I'm just randomly putting numbers in, or putting lines in. But if this were now 1 and 2, and this were 4 and 1, again, 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 1 is 2. Just showing you that you can split that up, and I haven't changed anything. And if I did this, this would be a 4, a 1, an 8, and a 2. And if you add those up, you still get your 15, which is 3 times 5. Just here, when we're doing the multiplication partial product, we're splitting it up by place value. If I had one like this, so 12 by 8, where 8 only has ones, I would just only split this up. So I'd call this 10 and 2. 8 times 10 is 80. 8 times 2 is 16, just like we saw here. Okay, so it's the partial products method. So this is one of those things, I've actually seen memes about this week, or the last week or two, about, everyone's teaching their kids at home and blah, 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 blah. Kind of with like, what's this nonsense happening here? But you can see that it really shows what's happening underneath it, rather than just saying, just multiply this and put a 1 up on top, right? We don't ever want to do that. We want to have some of the meaning behind it. So do you want kids to, every time they have to multiply, they have to draw this out? No, not eventually, of course not. But you want to understand what's happening so that when you're doing this, or you could do this really isn't any longer, right? But when you start to do kind of one of the just numerical methods of multiplying, they understand what's happening, right? We want that next generation to understand this is not a 2, it's a 20. And this is not a 5, it's a 500. Okay, so that's basically what we talked about. So the homework that I had posted last week, obviously I will take any time. If you can get it in this week, that's great. This week we'll keep talking more about some different things with multiplication, and we don't have class on Wednesday this week because of registration day, so it'll be a little bit shorter week, but we will keep moving forward. All right. So please, when you do have a chance, please just look through those modules that I posted, the 3rd and the 4th grade one. Again, they're very long. I do not expect you to look at every page, everything. But even if you kind of scroll through, stop when you see things like this, right? I think in the beginning of the grade 3 one, it talks about this definition of multiplication, and I think the distributive properties in there, and then I think this might be toward the end of the module, or the grade 4 one. Okay, but just take a look at those so you can kind of see how this is being taught in the schools. All right, I will talk to you later. Bye.